Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and we're back for some more of the Twilight Princess HD Let's Play. And if you didn't miss out during the last one, well, we just went and picked up with the Dominion Rod that was over here in this area. Now, we had to go about with the Dark Nut before actually having to go and pick up with the said Dominion Rod. But now, since we actually do have it in our arsenal, well, it is going to be that time where we are going to finally be able to go and have our statue buddy with us. And yeah, now this part is actually really cool because I can't wait until we actually go into another area at some point within our game here for what's going to happen, because later on, once we are said and done with everything within this dungeon of the Temple of Time, we actually do have the other one that is going to be the dungeon that is going to be up in the sky area, and that is where we can actually be able to do some other things within this said other statue as well. But this is kind of like a neat tutorial wise to kind of get ourselves the feel for how to walk around with our statue buddy. So basically what you can go and do within the said statue is that you can go and actually do different hits of certain things. So like you can actually go and smash down on enemies if you want to. You can actually go and smash down on the different type of barriers that are going to be in the way. Because before, if you guys remember, there was some of these annoying barriers like the fenced in type of parts that are happening. Well, if you actually do have within that said type of statue with you, you can actually be able to go and smash through those, and you can kind of go and do some backtracking, which we are going to have to do that here in this dungeon so that we can actually reach all the way back to the very beginning of our time, back over at the very beginning of the area, because that is where we actually have to bring this said statue on over towards to with. Now, I'm not going to show you guys every single little bit of some detail that does happen here within this dungeon, because all that this all that this dungeon is basically all about is that it just only pertains with you just backtracking and having the statue alongside with you and taking it to each of these different type of weird bell type of weird things that will actually teleport the statue from other different places that we're going to have to go and do. Now, just be on the lookout here around within this area, because we are going to have to go and head up to another floor that is going to be around here. But there is going to be some weightlifting type of things that we're going to have to do before we actually go and do anything else around over here. And if you guys do recall, there was a lot of those type of little mini statues, which you can actually go and use the Dominion Rod as well. And you could go and place them around within the said type of weightlifting puzzle. And if you do have enough of them, you should actually be able to go and head all the way up here to this actual said part here, so that we can reach off into the second floor. And just be on the lookout that there is going to be a stamp, and as well too within the next other type of pose that's going to be showing up. But that door that is going to be around within the second area is going to give us the big key that we're going to be having to go and use, so that we can finally be able to go and battle with the boss here. Now, if you guys are kind of wondering about who the said boss is for this place, well, it's actually not all that too hard of a actual boss, to be honest with you. We are going to have to go and fight off with Goma. That is going to be the spider that's going to be here within the Temple of Time. So it's actually pretty cool to go and see that like Goma actually does make like a type of appearance once again. I don't know if it's just normally as known as Goma or if it's like something else as Goma. But we are going to have to go and face off with the spider, and we are going to have to use, I think, the said Dominion Rod, I think, within the way of how the battle is going to be. Now, just right on over here, here is the stamp, so if you do want to go and interact with that, you can go ahead and do so. This will now give us the letter for the letter T here, so pretty nice. So we got ourselves with another stamp. Now, mind you, again, I may possibly not go after all the different stamps, but if we ever do go and see it along within our journey, I'll make sure to go and pick it up, of course. I won't leave any type of treasure chest behind all that too much as I can throughout the dungeon, unless if it's like for like a mini chest or something, then that'll kind of be a little bit something different within our time. But everything else, like if there's like a big chest or something, I'll try to make sure that I grab up with everybody here. So onwards down below we go. For right now, this is where we are going to have to go and bring our statue buddy alongside within here of this particular place. Now, if you were heading back here to this particular part, just like what I was, you will actually have to refight most of the enemies that are back here within that said place. So there is going to be all those little baby spider things and everything that's showing up around within the area, and that's going to be pretty annoying. Now here is this part here. Now I remember when I went and first played through the actual playthrough of our original series before here on the channel, I know that this part was a little bit of an annoying situation, because at first we actually do have like two of these little mini statues here, but you're kind of wondering about, well, there's four other different, well, there is like 4 switches, and we can only be able to just hit only just around with 3, since we actually do have our own body part there. Well, what's gonna happen is that with those Helmosaurs, if you guys remember back in Lake Bed Temple, you were able to go and pick their actual husk of their body, and you can actually pick them up with you. Now, their husk of their body is like the same type of weight of how one of those type of little little statues that we can actually be able to go and put on the Switch there. So if you do want to go and do that, that is something that you could go ahead and do from there, because I'm pretty sure you can't literally just have Link just sitting on top of that, because it's just gonna move around again. Now, here's the first of many of the actual heart pieces to go and find. I don't know if I went and found any other heart pieces as well, but just have your statue buddy here, and just go and get a type of replenish of anything that you do want to go and pick up with. But here right now is going to be for us to get ourselves with the piece of heart. So there we go, and that gives us a full complete actual heart. So now we actually do have 14 at this point in time, so very happy about with that. We are making some pretty good progress, almost halfway through within the other road that we're going to need for all the different heart energies that we do want. Now, here is something that you do want to go and at least try to remember, is that here within this particular part, we never really went and head all the way up here to this part of the high, well, for like the highest point of this location. Well, this part is just only here just to go and move your statue buddy around, but we do want to go and try to make sure to actually at least somewhat head down into the bottom area somewhere around in there, so that we can at least go and move this guy directly on into the way here back into this particular part. Now, if you do want to go and pick up with the other Poe that's going to be within the way, we are going to have to do that as well too, because we are going to be trying to get ourselves with the 20 of the Poes that we at least do want, so that we can at least go and make sure that we rescue out with that guy back over in Castletown. But there we go, got ourselves with another Poe soul for there, and we can now go and move off into the next wave. Now, this video in its entirety would have been like 30 minutes long, but I'm not going to like give you guys every single nook and cranny of what this place is going to be all about, because you guys have probably already seen quite a bit of Twilight Princess before throughout your time on other different YouTubers type of channels. So I just want to try and make sure that you guys get the best type of experience here within this type of video, so that I can kind of go and explain things within the way of how everything is going right now throughout here. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, that's kind of the way of how I kind of run around within my commentaries now, is that I kind of shorten up the video, kind of compress everything a little bit better, so that you guys can be able to see everything a little bit faster without having to go and do a lot of like mindless backtracking. Because here in Temple of Time, there's a lot of mindless backtracking, and it's kind of relentless, if I have to say so myself. But either way, we already got ourselves with the statue guy here. It's already here at this point in time, and all that we really need to go and do right now is just making sure that we just bring the statue alongside with us, and make sure that it gets placed onto the pedestal, because we already have one statue so far that was already given to us already from the very beginning of the get-go when we went at first arrived. But now we can go and finally place this guy here once again, and just make sure you actually light it up properly with the Dominion Rod, because sometimes if you're a little bit too far away, it's not going to perfectly hit it all the way through, so you kind of want to make sure that you at least line it up properly. Now, sometimes Link can be a little bit too far away, so you may possibly have to go and kind of switch around with the Dominion Rod and then kind of just do it again, which that's what I've been kind of doing out here so far. But either way, all we have to do now is just move this guy right into the pedestal, open up the door, and there we go. And I think we are just very, very, very close to actual Goma for that time. But anyway, see you guys in the next one of Twilight Princess, and of course, peace!